Landed right on the shoulder.
Hawk tour.
Yeah. Let's do it again.
What is up, and welcome back to the Tomahawk Talk podcast, the home of your all things Braves podcast, brought to you by Chinook Seedery. Your all things Braves podcast for the fans, by the fans. Fuck. Ryan?
Yo, can we just hit the fast forward button to the off, like the Sims button? Jose, have we found that yet? Have we found the simulation button?
You know, like you're playing franchise,
Yeah.
and it'll be the show, and you can just click Sim Season. I feel like I'm there.
I'm there. I'm so there.
Braves took on the Boston Red Sox. And I'm guessing y'all already know by now, it did not go great. First, I do want to shout out the people who were at the game. Me and Ryan were at the Saturday game, the lone bright spot of this series. So shout out Jake, shout out Ken, shout out, I think it was Garrett from General Admission. Shout out him. Fucking Greg was supposed to meet us, and then his phone died, so shame on you.
Nice.
Gotta come prepared. Can't have that shit going on. Gotta come prepared. Jose, what's your initial thought after this Red Sox series?
Dog shit. I mean, what else is there to say? Like Friday, we batted okay, but the balls just went nowhere. Saturday was a good game, and then today we got like dicked on by Garrett Crochet. So, I mean, just not a good series overall, especially for a struggling Boston Red Sox team that was coming to Atlanta. Um, it was just not good overall.
I would say that they're having trouble, basically like last year, finding consistency in scoring, in everything. I mean, the lone bright spot of this team has been the starting pitching. And Acuna has been wonderful in his return, but the starting pitching is basically going out there and doing its job, and the offense is going out there and they'll put up one run, then they'll put up 7, then they'll put up 0, 1, 2, 1, 15, 0, 1, you know. Brian?
I don't know what else to say, man. We've been saying this shit since 2024. There's no fucking consistency with the offense. The defense has been the DRS, the best in the league, so that's nice. Starting pitching's been good. Bullpen's normally been dog shit, but hat off to them. They actually did pretty good today. De Los Santos actually know how to throw a fucking baseball and hit the glove. You know, that's kind of nice, where it didn't find the middle of the fucking barrel one time, you know, round table. That was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Snicker, you know, not just casually just not getting thrown out of games on fucking dog shit strike 3 calls when your best hitter with the best eye literally says it's a ball and a half off the fucking plate. He's just like, what are you gonna do? I'm tired of Brian Snicker. Get the motherfucker into the retirement home. Thank you.
Man, that's a situation
I was just gonna
where,
bring
as
that
a
up.
manager, you gotta use that situation and get yourself thrown out of the game. Like at that point, what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose if you're Brian Snicker? Get yourself thrown out of the game and hope it sparks the offense somehow.
And don't just go out there and argue a little bit. Go out there and throw your fucking hat in the bitch's face one time, you know? Kick some fucking dirt on him. Have one of the best ejections of all fucking time. One that we will replay over and over and over again for years to come. But no, you just sat in the fucking
I could
dugout.
see an 80-year-old I don't think I could see an 80-year-old Brian Snicker going out there playing grenade toss behind the mound, throwing the rosin bag at the ump, throwing trash cans onto the field.
I can. Get that motherfucker mad enough, I guarantee you he could. He just doesn't get mad anymore. He just doesn't
I'd love
care.
for it. I think we all see it. The whole fan base sees it. Dude, when was the last time he got tossed? And I'm not like advocating like I don't need him to get tossed every game, but there has been a lot of calls in the span of
a week. I think he got tossed in 24 one time. That was it.
Yeah. There in the span of 2024 to now, and even from like 2023, there has been several instances where he could have gone out there and got his money's worth. There have been strike calls, bad at bats that were in late situational games where it was strike calls, plays. There's been several times where he could have gotten out there and shown some fight, but he just sat there in the cuck chair in the dugout.
Look, I've said it a few times on Twitter, X. I'm not sure if today's Brian Snicker would go out and argue and get himself tossed out when Ronald Acuna got hit in 2018. I'm not sure if today's Snit would argue the same way.
I don't think so.
No.
You know how many guys we've had drilled here lately?
Yeah. It's funny because every time Snit goes out there for like an injury, it's always the same, like having to walk out there and then he gets to the player and he's got his hands on his hips. It's like the meme that goes around on Twitter with the music. But he just stands there and like doesn't even really talk to him, lets the trainers do everything, and then just as soon as they say yay or nay, he just turns his back, walks back to the dugout. There's no fire in him. There's no passion. At least it doesn't look that way. And why come back if that you had enough time from when Fried signed to say, hey, I'm not feeling it, and I don't think this is best for the organization. Mind you, that I've dedicated over 50 years to.
Yeah.
I get Freddie leaving, Dansby leaving, Max leaving. Like, those are some guys that he really cared about and really loved having play for him. If you're done, dude, why would you put the franchise in this shit of a position?
Now, at some point,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, at some point, if you're Snit, you gotta kind of evaluate the situation, and I really hoped it would have been last off season, and just say, am I helping the team? Am I hurting the team? And if it's not helping, it's definitely the other one. And at that point, you got to make a decision, not for just yourself, but for your family and for the team. This is what's best that I should do from now on, and I should probably step aside and retire. And that's just not what Snit is on. I feel like he's just writing it out until end of the offseason and just on hopes and prayers.
Why hasn't there been a team meeting called? Remember in 22 in Arizona?
Because
it's about
Snit.
This time. Why hasn't there been a team meeting called?
Because Snit will Snit.
Look, I'm not sticking up for Snit. I'm sure there's a lot of shit behind the scenes that we all don't know about that has kind of worn him out of caring, because we've all had the shit end of the stick when it's come to dealing with the higher ups in our jobs. I'm sure we've all been there, and there's not much you can do, and it's really defeating. You just go out there and you do your job and you come home, and that's kind of where I see Snit at right now. He's just kind of going through the motions. And look, at 50 fucking years in the organization, this man has literally done everything that there is to do in the game of baseball. He's won a World Series. He's managed an All-Star game. He's won championships in the minor leagues. He's done just about everything you could possibly think of. So, Snit, it's okay if you're burnt out, buddy. I'm not saying it's not.
He won Manager of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally done everything. It's okay to be burned out, but you got to sit back and recognize, like, hey, this team is taking on my personality. And they do. They take on the manager's personality. You're the leader. they're going to take on your personality. And when your personality's having no fire and we're just going to go through the motions every day and we're going to pray that it gets going, this is what you get. So
Look, to
recognize the
anyone who
situation
doesn't think,
and fucking hang it up, man. I'm sure the Braves can find somebody to take it over. You're not
to
going to put
anyone
them
who
in a
doesn't
worse
think that,
situation. Go ahead, Jose. I'm sorry.
no, you're good. To anyone who doesn't think that coaching has an effect on the team itself in terms of morale, in terms of vibes in the clubhouse, if that's what you want to call it, um, that's just simply not the case. Like, it starts from the top, and it's clear to me that if Snit shows that he doesn't care, at least from what we're able to see, that is has to rub off on the rest of the team. So, I mean, I don't think there's anything else to say that we can say about that. I feel like at this point, it's just going to be riding it out till the end of the offseason and just, it's going to be what it's going to be.
You're going to go down as the second best manager in Braves franchise history. You're going to.
Easily.
Won a championship, multiple division titles, multiple postseason appearances, manager of the year. You're going to go down as the second best manager in the franchise history. And I've talked to Ryan about it when we were at the game yesterday. And I said, depending on who they get, like, I'm up to here with it with Snit. I want him gone. But I know as soon as we get I don't think they'll fire him, but as soon as, like, the offseason rolls around and we get the Braves have hired blank, I think all of Braves country is going to be a little relieved and they're going to kind of forgive. I mean, granted, this probably is tainting his reputation a little bit, but, you look down 10 years from now when Snit's at the games, showing up in the boxes and they're showing him on the big screen. He's the one that brought a championship here. He's going to be forgived.
I mean,
But
just look at the
until somebody is hired, that won't happen.
I mean, to your point, Jeb, like, just look at the reaction when the Braves showed Will Smith on the big screen. Like, I was at that game and the crowd fucking erupted. How many near heart attacks did that man give us before he won a World Series?
Yeah.
And now we're praising him like he's one of the best Braves legends of all time. Like, clearly, after Snit retires and some time has passed, like, we're obviously gonna remember the best moments: the 21 World Series, the Manager of the Year, the guy who turned the franchise around from a rebuild to World Series contenders. But at this point, man, like, this is just not it.
So I'm gonna ask you, Jose, and then I think me and Ryan are kind of on the same page, but I'm gonna ask him, Jose, who would you want or think would be in the running for the Braves' next manager?
I mean, I've had a few people in mind, to be honest. If you would have asked me a few weeks ago, I would have said Dero, but then after what he said, I'm like, fuck no on that. Um, there's a couple of managers that have been released this year that I'm like, shit, Bud Black, maybe, fucking, um, I mean, I don't even know at this point.
David Ross
I like David Ross. I'm a big fan of David
or
Ross.
Brian McCann?
I like BMAC.
Here's a sleeper for you. It's not going to be B-Mac. It's going to be Eddie Perez.
I fucking
Really?
love Eddie Perez.
It's going to be Eddie Perez.
Really?
And
Dude, I fucking love.
I honestly want him to take that job because when me and you were talking to Ken at the game, Jeb, a lot of the Latino pool has been almost been removed from the not the organization, but the big league team. Arcia's gone. Eddie Rosario's gone. You've had a lot, the 2021 little cameo that you had down there in the dugout, Guillermo Heredia, like, you have a lot of those dudes gone. Those dudes brought the fucking energy. Imagine Eddie Perez at the helm. He'd be bringing that shit every fucking day.
Marcel's most likely gone after this year.
Yeah, so then you're gonna
Oh
have the
yeah,
leader of it gone, and then it's gonna be Ronald and Ozzy. That's it.
for 2 more years.
Yeah.
I think we're all to the point where we really don't give a shit who it is. We just want somebody else.
Talking about Eddie Perez, let me just take this opportunity to say I love Eddie Perez and I'd give my life for him, and I'll tell you why. He's tossed me two balls while I was watching BP, waiting for the Braves games to start. I just, nicely was like, obviously in Spanish, Eddie, please can I get a ball? He was like, yeah, of course. Tossed me like two balls. So I fucking love Eddie Perez. I am all in. Next Braves manager, Eddie Perez, when? For me, could be tomorrow.
How do you say that in Spanish?
Eddie, por favor, me puede dar una pelota.
You can't memorize that,
Si
Jeb.
puedes.
It's different for every
Dialogue.
dialect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Dominican, so that's how we say it. Por favor, una pelota. It was like, yeah.
Adios pelotas.
Adios, pelota.
Um.
I hate to say it, man, but if you're AA, you almost have to step in at this point if you don't want to finish the year, sub 500 team. You almost got to at this point force him to be like, yo, you got to retire, or I'm firing you tomorrow.
I feel like at this point, it's either you replace him or you accept that this is a throwaway season.
Yeah, it's one of the two. And then I would give Eddie the go-ahead just to manage the rest of the year and see what it looks like. And if you don't like it, then you can go ahead and look for your next manager. So, that's
So
kind of where
I
I'm
was
at.
looking for. I was looking for AA's contract because I thought his was up pretty soon.
2031.
I did not know we extended him until 2031,
Yeah, he's not going nowhere.
which is fine.
Yeah, this offseason wasn't on him. It was on ownership. That's pretty clear.
Yeah, yeah. Which, well, we can tell you in a minute, Jose. We'll tell you off the air. But
Yeah.
going into the Friday game, Grant Holmes versus Lucas Giolito.
Bro, what the...
What did Ronald do? Did he get a single or did he walk?
He probably singled.
I think, yeah. Well, Matt
Ronald
Olson
got two
drove him
hits that
in.
game.
Matt Olson drove him in the bottom of the first, and that'd be it for the rest of the game.
Yeah, we shit the bed that inning big time, too.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, Ronald had 2 hits. Olson had 1. Murphy had 1, and Harris and Luke Williams also had 1.
And
Which
I
we
want
can
you...
also dive into Harris a little bit more, but
We will in a little bit. But here's what I want to point out, Jeb. You know when you were getting on to the dude, getting on to Sean today for swinging at cutters because it looked like 98 down the middle? It was understandable with Garrett Crochet. It was understandable.
it looked like a slider.
It was
I
a
did
cutter.
not know that those were all cutters. And then
All
somebody
cutters.
posted, I think it was Lindsay, I don't know his last name, but he posted it and he said all the thing about the cutter, and he was like, yeah, guess who has, I think it's like a plus 10 run differential, the best in the league on a cutter. And guess who that is? Garrett Crochet. So,
Yep.
but the thing I was more saying, like, if you at least recognize it coming in the same spot, I mean, I don't
can't.
know. I don't see
You can't.
98 on a consistent basis, but
Because he literally threw 98 right down the middle, and it's straight, right? And he took it his last at bat, and you're like, well, what are you doing? Why are you taking that pitch?
Yeah.
Well, because he just swung at 93 that almost hit him in the shin. That's why. Yeah. Lucas Giolito didn't have that stuff. And that's why I was so
Hit
pissed.
him in the penis.
Like, I was
Dude,
so pissed on
Lucas-
game 1.
Lucas Giolito was getting batted around. That motherfucker got lucky as hell, if we're being honest. I'm looking at it now. Most of the exit velocity off of him was well above 100. Like, he got hit pretty hard. And I mean, honestly, credit to Alex Cora for probably recognizing that and pulling him before it came back to bite them. But I mean, holy shit.
Yeah. Well, Ryan just left, so um, I don't know. I guess he just said fuck us. But no, that Friday. I mean, I didn't watch all the Friday game. We had some stuff going on, but I did end up watching a little bit of it, and it was just, golly. I think we were talking about it. Murphy had like 2 hits basically that were 100 plus off the bat that were Gold Glove caliber plays, and then he goes up there in his third at bat, watches 2 like right down the cock, and then swings at 1 in the dirt.
And then he swung it 2 over his fucking head.
Yeah.
You know, I get the hard hit stats, and obviously I'm not dumb enough to think that you don't want to hit the baseball hard. Yes, you do. That's stupid for people to think, well, I'd rather have the bloopers. I'm like, well, bloopers aren't gonna win you a World Series, boss man. But I do get the part where at some point we gotta stop saying, hey, you know, they're doing their job, they're hitting the ball hard. Well, their job is to win fucking baseball games. They're not winning fucking baseball games. At some point, I'm like, you can't make excuses. I will today because Care Crochet is a nasty motherfucker out there on the mound. And anybody who thinks they could go hit him, I will pay money to watch you step foot in the box against a dude throwing 98 miles an hour with a okay slider. And I guarantee you won't fucking touch it. Guarantee you.
I'll do it.
You
If
won't
you're
touch
paying,
it.
I'll do it.
You won't touch it.
I'll touch it. I done told
I'll
you
tell
I'm
you
going
what.
450 dead central.
I'll
Central.
pay for it, Jeb, and then when you don't hit it, you got to reimburse me.
Shit.
Jeb, I mean, I would honestly be hella surprised if any of us even made contact, given like 30 fucking at bats against the stuff he had
Yeah,
today.
dude.
I don't even
I
think
would
I'd
touch it.
see it. It'd like come out of his hand, and I'd like be swinging, and it'd be in the fucking catcher's glove.
I promise you, when I was watching Schwelly, I could barely keep up with the ball from fucking above, let
Yeah.
alone in the batter's box. I know I wouldn't be hitting it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Story hits the 2-run bomb in the 4th. I mean, Toro doubles. That's 3-1, and then I think there was.
Endeavors had the big hit late.
I'm missing some other shit. Yeah. I mean, they ended up losing this one 5-1. Not really a watchable game.
Endeavors drove in too.
Uh,
It was miserable
yeah.
to watch, dude.
Grant-
It was miserable to fucking watch.
Grant pitched fine.
Grant looked fine. Yeah. 9 punchies
He
and
did.
5 1/3. Like, what else you want
and
from
he's your
Grant?
number 5.
Going up against Lucas Giolito. Like, your offense
Yeah.
should have put 6 on the
Grant
board.
is-
Let's keep it a buck.
Grant is your number 5, but it also sucks because you have Bryce Elder, who is also a number 5. So you have 2 number 5s. I mean, you theoretically have 2 number 1s, but you still have a rehabbing Strider who's coming back. You lost to AJ Smith-Shawver, who seemed to be picking up some steam and figuring it out. I don't know.
I don't have anything negative
No, I
to
don't
say
know.
about the starting pitching this week. Elder
I
did
don't
his
either.
job.
They've been
Bryce-
doing their
I mean,
job.
Yeah, the starting pitching's been fine. It's either been the offense or the bullpen, or Riley, having the yips over there at third base.
Which Dylan Dodd is also.
Which that came into
very
play
good
in
out of
that
the
game.
bullpen.
His slider looks
Dylan
different.
Dodd has looked great. Yeah, he looks nasty.
You know, honestly, guys, I applaud you for choosing the one watchable game of this series to go to.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah.
Well-
Maybe. Ryan.
Yeah, we didn't know who would be pitching, but when I looked at the pitching matchup, you can ask Jeb because we were talking shit the whole way to the ballpark about how we didn't want to go to this fucking game. Like, no shit.
We didn't want to be there, too.
Mad shit about how bad we did not want to go to this fucking game. And then I pulled up and I was like, I'm wondering who's pitching. And he's like, well, Walker Buehler's pitching for Boston, and I looked and I was like, oh shit, we get to watch Swelly pitch today. And after the top of the first inning, I looked at Jeb, I was like, yeah, we're going to be watching a really good one from Swelly today. It was, if you want to go to a game, make sure it's Spencer Schwellenbach, because he is well worth the price of admission. You will not be disappointed, I assure you of that.
That has got to be one of his best outings of his career.
Dude was blowing
His
100,
stuff
Jose.
It was so disgusting.
We were in the fourth deck, nosebleed seats, if you will, and you could hear the fucking pop of the glove all the way up there.
I believe you. I mean, I was watching it from TV, and he was looking unhittable.
He was nasty shit. I mean, I told Jeb, I was like, he could literally throw the heater and the split the rest of the game and not throw anything else, and he'd be just as dominant.
He was sitting 98-99. Couple hundos in there, by the way.
He was sitting 100 in the third inning. He was throwing 99 cutters. That's insane.
The good thing about that game was we got to watch Swelly. We got to watch Acuna go deep, which was awesome. That's the first time I've seen Acuna go deep. Got to watch a big, thick bomb, which was also awesome. And then, Ryan can attest to this, I had me a couple brewskis, and I had me a big old fat glizzy, son. I sucked down a big old fat hot dog down at the game, and that thing was awesome.
Ryan, you might need to fill in for this part.
I don't know where the fuck he was going with this, to be honest with you.
Jeb, you want to
Am I back?
Repeat that? Yeah.
I said we were at the game, and the only good thing about it, besides the Ronnie going deep and the Riley going deep, was
Jeb, come out of the closet.
brewskis.
We cannot understand.
Am I still?
Get him out of that supply closet, Jose.
Can you hear me now?
Finally.
Nothing? Finally?
We can, yeah.
Yeah, Riley bomb, Ronnie bomb, sucking down some big old fat hot dogs down at the game. The hot dogs were spectacular. The brewskis went down like a fat kid on a seesaw.
You did have your fair amount of beer, there's no doubt.
Yeah. That's about all I got for that game.
It was a good one. I will say,
picked a great game to go to.
I will say, with me in the stands, we have a plus 11 run differential, and we're 2-0. Just saying. And I've seen 2 Acuna bombs this year, so I feel spoiled.
That was the first Acuna bomb I got to see in person.
The most impressive homer I have ever seen was I was sitting in the right field bleachers, like above the bullpen, back brick wall. Ronald hit one opposite field that landed 5 rows in front of me. Think about how far that is.
That's insane.
Yeah. Most impressive one.
Well, since we're speaking about that, I think the most impressive home run I've seen in person, sadly, was not from the Braves. It was from a Philly, and it was from Kyle Schwarber. It was a game that I went to last September, and he hit one, I swear to Christ, almost 500 feet. I was sitting.
Was that the one that went on top of the chop house?
Yes. Yes. I was sitting near the chop house, like on the right field bleachers, and that ball was still rising, going over my head. I just kept staring at it, hoping it would fall, and it never did. Like, I swear it might have gone into orbit.
That dude's nasty.
I'm not sure about the longest home run I've ever seen.
So it was between that one and Riley hit one. I want to say it was 20. Yeah, it was 23. That went like 473 feet to like right center or left center field at Truist. That was a pretty good one. But it's kind of bad, Chad, that we're bringing up 2023 bombs because of how fucking shitty we played this week. So, yeah, there's that.
We could talk about the glizzies I had at the game.
You had a glizzy. A singular
I know,
glizzy.
That was a big old fat hot dog. That thing was huge. Oh man. I had to just like nibble at the tip just so I could get it to where it would fit in the bun.
Yeah, chat, this motherfucker bit both ends of the hot dog before you started eating it. Who the fuck does that?
To.
Like, you are some sadistic motherfucker to do that.
I had to.
All right, Jeb, but here's the question. What do you put on your hot dogs?
He knows the real shit. Yes, I agree with Jeb on this.
Just ketchup.
Just ketchup.
Okay. We can agree on that.
Yeah. Mustard sucks. I'm not a relish guy.
No.
I am
not a mayo on a hot dog.
No.
I'm not a mustard guy at all.
Don't tell me you like mayo.
Light. Like, if it's anything more than light, I can't because I feel like it's too much. Mustard, I can't do. Honey mustard, maybe.
But on a hot dog?
No. I'm not talking about. I'm just talking about plain condiments. On a hot dog, No. On a hot dog, I only like ketchup.
Bam. So we're all three in agreement. Beautiful.
Jose's out here eating honey mustard on a hot dog.
Yeah, no. I went on a condiments tangent there for a second, chat.
That's okay.
So, I have slowly, as I've began to grow out of my child taste bud palate, I've slowly began to branch out, and I like mustard on a burger.
God,
I'm okay with it on a burger. Yeah. Light mustard, but not a lot.
I'd fucking puke.
Just ketchup. And I tried it on a hot dog, and I absolutely fucking hated it. So, ketchup only.
Ketchup only on a burger, Chad. Don't fucking kid yourself. Mustard is a fucking waste of a condiment.
Yeah, I can't do mustard.
Can't do it.
I'm sorry.
I put a shit ton of ketchup on that hot dog. There was splotches of ketchup like under my seat.
Ketchup on his hot dog, chat, that it literally fell off the dog onto the ground, and it splattered all over his shoes. Like, as we were walking out of Truist, he looked down at his shoes. He's like, dude, it looks like I fucking murdered somebody with my feet.
It looks like I just went out there and curb stomped Brian Snitker with my shoes, dude. It was so bad.
Oh, man.
Yeah, big ketchup guy over here.
It's a good thing you put us up into the nosebleeds, because if I was anywhere near that dugout, Jeb, do you understand the temptations I would have had to go in the dugout and tackle that old man?
I wonder how much shit he gets, like, he hears through the season.
Probably
I wonder
not much,
if people who sit close do talk shit.
Not enough.
Nah. Because most of them are either, like, retired players down there, or families of players, or they're really rich and they don't give a shit what happens to the team.
And they don't know what's even going on.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Look, whatever it is, it's Lord. I don't even dislike the guy.
I don't even know if I would have tackled Snit. I might have just talked shit to everybody who went to the on-deck circle. Just to try to get a fucking fire under their ass.
Besides Ronnie.
Ronnie's the exception, yes. But the rest of the 8 guys, especially Alex, I would have talked mad shit to Alex Verdugo.
Dude, the left field platoon has not been good at all. The whole
Ryan is a confirmed not lover of Alex Verdugo's walk-up song.
Oh, man. It's so, like, it doesn't get anybody fired up. It's just, like, long and drawn out, and it's just, like his walk up to the plate. Like, it's perfect for that, but as far as getting me going, not a fan, chat.
What do we think about Nick Gallen's walk-up song?
It's funny.
I don't know. What is his walk-up song?
I forgot the name of the song, but
Oh, I'm thinking of Luke Williams. Jeb pointed that shit out yesterday. Luke Williams is funny.
Dude, Luke Williams' walk-up song is Gimme the Loot by Biggie Smalls. This dude is hitting $160 with a sub 600 OPS and is fucking
five,
walk-up
brother.
song is "Gimme the Loot."
Sub 6, brother. His OPS is 385.
Where
What
are
are we
you?
talking?
Okay, I didn't want to overshoot myself, but still, dog shit OPS, dog shit batting average, and I know batting average is not like the end all be all, but
Oh, I'm
give me
clearing.
the loot, dude.
I am gonna clear one thing up for everybody who's saying Riley's killing us in the fucking 2-hole. I'm coming at you, motherfuckers, right now because he's actually been hitting over 300 for the last week plus.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
can you explain why Riley is in the 2-hole and not Ozzy? Because a lot of people, myself
Because
included,
Ozzy Albies is fucking dog shit right now. I don't think it's hard to figure that out. Like, yes, he's been on a nice little heater, but Ozzy has not done well in the fucking 2-hole. At all this year. At all. Hell, his first at bat in the 2-hole, once Ronnie came back, what did he do? He chased a sinker 10 feet off the plate and popped it up with a fucking half-ass swing. He's not the guy I want
So-
hitting 2.
you want Ozuna hitting 2.
I think either Ozuna or Riley needs to be hitting 2. I like Riley because he's behind Ronald and in front of Ozuna, so he's going to get pitched to a lot more and he's going to see a lot more fastballs, in my opinion. Or Ozuna because you're going to give Ronald the best protection possible, and Ozuna has the second best or probably best on-base percentage on the team, so he's going to get on base in front of Riley and in front of Olsen. And you already have Ronald, the best leadoff hitter in the game, in the 1 spot. Ozzy has always done better 5 or 6. Always. I think in 21 or 23 when he drove in 100, that's where he was at. The 5-6 hole. He wasn't in the 2 hole.
We need Michael Harris to go back to 9, too.
Yeah, I don't know why. He hasn't yet. The 8 spot, I told Jeb this, because when Michael gets on base, like with 2 outs, you're kind of limiting his steal game because you want to flip the lineup over. So if he gets caught stealing, you get pissed off at him because now we got to have
Luke
Nick
Williams
Allen or
is
Luke
leading off.
Williams leading off the next inning instead of Ronald. So you're kind of limiting that aspect. So if you get the 8-hole hitter out, then you'll basically already turn the lineup over to Michael, Ronald, Riley, Ozuna, Olsen, etc.
Yeah. Shout out to Grant Holmes, friend of the pod. He took some pictures with me and Ryan.
Not only that, but the King autographed for kids and shit for about 20-25 minutes down the right field line. So, shout out to you for
What a
doing
guy.
that, man, dude. That's awesome. It's awesome.
Might be getting him back on this offseason because we obviously posted and he liked it. So,
We got those live ABs coming up, too.
yeah.
What a guy.
I can't wait for you to think, well, how did Murphy chase that 92 cutter? And then you step in against Grant Holmes' 85-mile-an-hour slider and you shit your fucking pants. Can't wait for that.
I would shit myself. I'd shit a sideways break. I would. I'd be like, I've never seen anything move like that. Ever.
Brother, Grant Holmes is probably going to be taking it easy on you and you're going to be shitting your pants.
Grant-
I want the smoke, brother. I want the full thing. I don't care if I punch out on 3 pitches. I want the smoke. Give it to me. I want to see
I
it.
want the whole arsenal. Yeah. We do have a question. The case for the Baseball Hall of Fame guy on Twitter.
What's the question?
So he did a deep kind of breakdown on the state of the Braves and like people saying blowing it up and everything. So this is what he said. He said, I don't think it's time to blow it up or rebuild, but if the Braves decide to, here's how I would do it. He said, who is to keep? Drake Baldwin, obviously going to keep him. He said, Ozzy and Acuna, you're going to sign them because they're only here till 2027 and 2028. Austin Riley, obviously, biggest contract in franchise history. He's 28 and he's signed till 2033. And he says he's keeping Michael Harris. He said starting pitchers to keep: Strider, Schwelly, AJ Smith-Shawver. So who does that mean to be traded? He said Ozuna is to be traded. Flip him at the deadline. He said he'll take some heat for this, but he'd trade Olsen. He He would also trade Sean Murphy.
Okay.
And he said for a shortstop, we may be stuck with Nick Allen. We'll touch on that in a second. He said, finally, I love Snit. Yeah. He said, finally, I love Snit. All due respect. I've got a Snit bobblehead. That's dope. But we need young blood at the manager. So I'm guessing he's getting rid of Snit. He said a new manager. He said Brian McCann, which I obviously would not be opposed to.
I just don't see Mac doing it.
Yeah, I don't either. So he said those were his thoughts. Curious what our thoughts are.
It depends on what we're gonna. If we're gonna blow it up, like we're talking full.
We won't.
No, I'm saying if in this alternate reality, we're talking about blowing the fucking team up. Like we're done. You got to get rid of everybody but Acuna and Baldwin and Strider. Everybody goes.
Schwellenbach.
No, because you're not going to sign him. Get him out of here. He's at his peak value right now. You got to get rid of him. If you're going to blow up the team, I mean, honestly, Jeb, this is you're trying to maximize prospect value right now. Schwellenbach's not going to get any higher than right now. He's got a ton of control, and he's one of the top 5 pitchers in the game right now. Get your value out of him. Strider's already locked up. You keep him. Everybody would be on the block for those 3 guys. Strider, Acuna, and Baldwin. Everybody's on the block. If you want to blow it up, that's how you blow it up. You don't just sell off a few pieces. That's retooling. That's not blowing up.
What
and
about
I'm okay
Harris?
to retool.
You getting rid of Harris too?
Yeah. You could probably argue holding on to Michael for a couple years just to get his stock back up and then flipping him, but yeah. If you're going to be dog shit, you're going to be dog shit. You could argue keeping Michael too because he's a hometown guy. You could. But
Jose?
Keep in mind, I'm trading Riley too. And Riley's my favorite fucking player. Yes. Everybody. When I say everybody, but Ronald, Strider, and Baldwin, I mean fucking everybody. That's how you blow it up.
You're going to have to take on a lot of that money too.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You think the fucking New York Yankees wouldn't be taking on Austin Riley's contract and giving up a shit ton? Jose, talk to me about that.
It's going to be one or two.
It's the New York fucking Yankees. They'll be like, yeah, give us that money.
They're not going to take on the contract and send over top prospects.
Yes, they will. Riley's in his fucking prime, brother. Yes, they will.
Yeah, but
they would jump all over that shit, dude. 100%. 100% would. Hell, they might even jump on Olsen at the same fucking time.
I mean, I'm on the boat that I don't really think you have to do that at all.
No, I don't either.
First,
I'm saying wild reality.
If you're gonna blow anything up about the team, I feel like the coaching staff should be the first thing to be looked at. Like the coaching staff needs to be overhauled, and nobody's job should be safe. Honestly, nobody's, except a couple of guys.
Eddie Perez would be my manager, and I'd let him pick his coaching staff.
Absolutely. Yeah. That would honestly be best case scenario, if we're being honest.
Yes.
But third base coach, Tui, can go.
God, dude, yeah.
Honestly, both. First and third base coaches can go. Damn near all the hitting coaches and everybody can go except Eddie Perez. Seriously. Like, I feel like this team is very talented. And we don't really need to be looking at like overhauling the talent that we have in that aspect. But the coaching staff should definitely be in consideration.
Yes. And I want to preface this, chat. I'm not saying that I think we should do that. I'm saying if you're going to blow it up, blow it the fuck up. That's what I'm saying.
Now, in another scenario, let's not say like just blowing it up. Let's say
retooling.
Yes. So this trade deadline, it's becoming a little bit more obvious that we're not doing jack shit this year. Let's just keep it $150.
Yep.
Who do you sell to retool? Because I have a couple of guys in mind.
Ozuna.
Got to be number one.
Iggy.
Ozuna. Yeah.
Ozuna definitely has to go.
Yeah.
Like he's the best offensive player we have right now, over 900 OPS.
Yep.
People would be giving us prospects for him, and
Yeah. And I
we're
hate
not
that.
going to keep him.
I hate
We're
that
not
we're
going to
not going
keep
to
him
keep
after
him.
this offseason. So Ozuna should be one to go. Chris Sale, I think you got to deal him. Like right now, we have a club option for him in 2026. In 27, he's a free agent. Unless
You
have we
trying to win
exercised
next
that
year
option?
though?
I mean, ideally, yeah. If we
Yeah,
retool well,
I'd probably keep Sale then.
Yeah.
this next one, like Jeb said, might be controversial. I would deal Sean Murphy.
Yep.
I don't think it's as controversial just because we see what Baldwin is now.
I think you have to. Like Sean Murphy is such a good catcher that you can get a lot from him.
If you can get a shortstop for Sean Murphy, I'd do that deal in a heartbeat. I'd do it straight the fuck up. A good, solid shortstop for Sean Murphy, I'd do it straight up.
Yep.
And the bullpen, Bricely Iglesias, we can deal him.
Yep.
Um,
Anybody that's got 1 year of control, I would deal.
I don't even know who would
I
take if possible, but the left field platoon can go as well. Um,
They would just be depth pieces just because, we're getting Profar back at the end of June. Yay.
I don't know. I don't even think you could really get anything for Dugo. I don't think you could
No.
really get anything for Eli White, and there's
Eli
no
White.
reason to really give. There's nothing to. There's no
They're good
reason
bench
to trade
pieces.
at Eli White.
Well,
Yeah.
Diggy's not, but Eli White is.
I don't think you could get anything for Verdugo. I don't think you could get anything for Profar. I think
Unfortunately,
it would have to be Iggy Ozuna, and if you could find somebody to take Murphy, I think those would have to be the ones to
Find
go.
somebody to take, you would have teams calling you for him. There's no doubt about that.
Murphy?
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes. Dude's still got an
Absolutely.
800 OPS, and he's still one of the best
Which-
defensive catchers in the game. Yes, you would have a bunch
Yeah.
of teams needing that bat. Yes.
I wonder who. Like, I wonder where's one place he could go, like, off the rip, and it'd be a good trade for both teams.
I would honestly, if the Mets are really looking for a guy, I'd try to fleece the
Oh.
shit out of their prospect pool.
What about the Texas Rangers?
Texas probably ain't going to do that. I don't know if they even believe in their guys enough for that.
Because look at who's that shortstop prospect they have? I mean, Sebastian Wilcott. I don't think that would get it done. I don't know, but I'm just saying it would have to be a team like that. The Padres,
Padres aren't going
but
to
I don't
take
think
on any
they'd give
money.
up. I don't think they'd give up. Is it Leo DeVries? I don't think they would either.
Dude, I haven't even looked at the NL standings in a fucking minute, dude, just because I know we're so fucking far out of it.
It's not even worth it. You're just gonna hate yourself more.
I'm just looking at the wild card picture. God, we're not bad out of it, but brother, we only are ahead of 3 teams, and you have to get fucking hot. Here's the thing, though. Does St. Louis stay in it? No. They don't have enough pitching, and they're not going to add, right?
They're
San
gonna blow it
Francisco,
up.
San Francisco, I don't believe is going to stay in it the full way. They don't have enough depth. Cincinnati could, but they're already selling. They sold Diaz.
Yeah, but he was dog shit.
Yeah. Arizona, they have been dog shit all year. Washington, I think they're they're getting close, but they're not
They're
there
a year
yet.
away. They're a year away.
Yes. Milwaukee, I think, will be in the running for the division. I don't think them or Chicago are going anywhere. But so when we're looking at teams that we have to jump, San Diego is one injury to Manny Machado or Fernando Tatis, and I'm not wishing that on them because the game's a whole lot better with the stars on the field. But let's just keep it where it is. Or Jackson Merrill. They're one injury away from one of those 3 guys to not being contenders. So, are we out of it? No. But do we have to start playing better? Yes, because I think a lot of these teams are going to fall off. We're a third of the way through the season, maybe a little bit over a third, but the National League I don't think is as strong as what we were talking about the other day. Chicago's good, Milwaukee's good, St. Louis is not good. San Diego, I think, is going to be there as long as they're healthy. When they start to fall off, it's because they're going to get hurt and injured. So, if
St.
there's
Louis is going to blow it up.
yes, they're not. They don't have. I don't
have
think prospects. So,
well, they have
St. Louis
Heimblum coming in.
St. Louis does have a good shortstop prospect, J.J. Weatherholt.
They have
man,
Heimblum coming in next
who
year.
They got at short now?
Mason
They got that
Wynn.
kid who throws $1 billion over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
They've
gonna
got
try to get rid
Heim
of
coming in
Arenado.
next year, and what he did with the Red Sox too. Basically, they're gonna blow it up, and they're gonna absolutely stockpile the farm, and then they'll be fine. Yeah, but it'll be probably in 4 or 5 years.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, we have a chance to get into a wild card right now. The 3 teams, if you're looking at in the wild card right now that have the spots: San Diego, San Francisco, and St. Louis. I can see one of those 3 teams staying, and it's not San Francisco or St. Louis. It's going to be San Diego, and that's if they stay healthy. I don't see the other 2 staying. I just don't.
Yeah.
San Francisco's pitching is not good, and eventually it's gonna get them in the ass. And I don't think they have enough offensive coverage. Personally, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. They've scored only a few more runs than we have. There's that.
Guys, you want to know something that really grinds my gears when I hear it on Braves TV? This team historically goes off in June.
So fucking
This
tired of
team
it, dude.
historically does this. This team historically does that. I could give a fuck. Honestly, I really could.
You know, I'm gonna ask y'all this. You know who this team reminds me of? And it's a relatively like a team that was only a few years ago. That we all wondered what they had so much talent, but like why didn't they put it together that year?
The Padres.
2023 San Diego Padres.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm looking, we have a plus 13 run differential, which isn't good, but we should be at least 500 with that run differential. It actually says we should be 31 and 27. We are 27 and 31. So we have had some bad luck. But man, something's not. It's just like in San Diego, something wasn't vibing in the fucking clubhouse that year. Something ain't vibing in our clubhouse right now, man. It's fucking evident as fucking like. I wish AA would just fix the fucking issue and stop caring about legacy, stop caring about whatever the fuck there is. Make the fucking move that you need to fucking make.
I mean, I think we
business.
know exactly what the problem is with the clubhouse.
Yeah, it's Snit. He just like, unfortunately, that's the issue.
It starts at the top, man.
Yeah, man.
It just does.
Well, we have the game today.
Kershaw dominated the fuck out of us. We couldn't get anything going. And Bryce Elder, gave up 3 earned runs through 5 1/3. Bullpen looked good. There you go. There's the summary.
I
We
mean,
still
credit
can't
to
talk shit about Bryce Elder.
You can't. He did his job.
Credit to Bryce. Like, he gave up 3 in the first, and then he was solid
Yeah.
the rest of his outing. So he kept us in the game.
That's all you ask.
I told Ryan, I thought as soon as he had the first inning, he had bases loaded and 1 out or something.
Dude.
I was like, this is where the run ends. And I mean, he went out there 5 1/3, 6 hits, 3 earnings, 3 walks. I mean, you don't love that, 4 Ks, but I mean, he gave you a chance to win.
And he wasn't sharp. So hats off to Bryce Elder. He
Yeah.
gets his flowers again. And now we pray that we can sweep somehow the Arizona Diamondbacks. Another battle of the shitters coming up.
Yeah, somehow the Braves have a way of making the shitters look like, fucking 2023 Braves. Historic offense.
Yeah. It's
Did you
unfortunate.
see where Corbin
Someone's
Burns
gonna go
got
off
pulled?
for the D-backs.
Who?
Did you see Corbin Burns just got hurt?
Oh shit!
Oh my god, no.
Elbow.
No,
No.
no.
Yep.
That's it for the Diamondbacks, buddy. And I'm not even being a jackass, dude. You lose that dude going out there every 5 days when Zach Gallen's been dog shit. Good luck.
Yep.
I am so sorry, Diamondback fans. I am so sorry because we just had one of ours go down. Damn.
Let's see. What did he say? It was from Dalton Feely. He said he's not John Boy, but it looks like Corbin Burns said my elbow's done. It's dead.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ, dude. I am so sorry.
So obviously we'll know more, but all right, we have the series look ahead to the Diamondbacks, I guess.
You know what's sad is it's going to be a series that's going to either make or break our season, it feels like, but it felt like every series is like that.
Yeah.
Two teams that are down in the shitter right now that desperately need series wins, if not sweeps, are coming in to face each other.
Yep.
God, that sucks for Diamondback fans,
So
man. Jesus.
Seriously.
We get an off day tomorrow, which is fantastic.
Thank
I
God
think
for
they
my
could use
mental
the off
health.
day. Yeah. they
I
could use
need the off day.
to reset.
Fuck them. I need the off day.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is Zach Gallen versus Spencer Strider. Versus Gallen, Acuna's hitting 333 and 9 at bats with a 833
We got
OPS.
some decent numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Gallon hasn't been great against us.
Riley in 16 ABs is 375 with a 1062 or 1162 OPS.
Yeah.
And that's really it. It's really it. Versus Strider, Randall Grichuk in 7 ABs, got a 661 OPS, 286.
That was against
Ketel
Spencer
Marte,
Strider, though.
Yeah, Ketel Marte, he's hitting 333, 1344 OPS. And that's really it. So that will be Tuesday at 7:15 Eastern Standard Time. On Wednesday, it will be Merrill Kelly versus Christopher Allen Sale. Acuna loves Merrill Kelly. He's hitting 400 with an 800 OPS and 10 ABs.
That's cool.
Ozzy Albies, not so much. He has 9
Ozzy
ABs.
doesn't
He's
like the
hitting a buck
Diamondbacks.
11.
He just hates
Yeah.
Diamondbacks.
Nick Allen is surprisingly hitting 400 with an 800 OPS.
Damn.
Sean Murphy in 6 ABs hitting 333 with a 1500 OPS. And Austin Riley in 12 ABs is hitting 333 with a 1083 OPS. Alex Verdugo is 0 for the century versus Merrill Kelly.
I better not see him sniff a fucking bat then.
Dude, Alex Verdugo is 0 for 12. Matt Olson is 0
Yes.
for 10 versus Merrill Kelly.
Yeah.
Well, Matt Olson has to play first base, so there's that.
Austin Riley's 4 for 12 with a bomb.
Yep.
What's the series finale?
I'm not seeing anybody worth note against Chris Sale besides, a bunch of these guys don't really have a lot of at-bats against Chris Sale, and the guys who do have a lot of at-bats are not doing good against him. They're sub 250 averages and sub 850 OPSs.
The only one I see is Randall Grichuk took Chris Sale deep twice, actually, in 25 at-bats.
Game 3 will be Brandon Fight versus Grant Holmes versus Fight.
Dude, Brandon Falk just gave up 10 runs against the fucking Nationals yesterday.
I saw that.
In
Austin
one
Riley's
inning.
doing good against him. Yeah. Yeah, that was insane.
So you know what that means. He's going to shut us the fuck out automatically.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what the numbers say.
Good news
then you know
is-
how it is, chat.
The good news is nobody can hit Grant Holmes worth of shit on the Diamondbacks except for Eugenio Suarez. So,
Of course.
So, yeah, I was about to say Suarez had 4 bombs. He's 4 with 4 bombs.
not off.
Dude,
Holmes,
Suarez has
3
a 3750 OPS against Grant Holmes.
Yeah,
That's insane.
it's tough.
Series
Oh, my.
predictions. Jose, what are you going with?
We are both asked, and neither of us win games, and we both just forfeit. No, I'm joking. Okay, we'll win 1 out of 3, maybe 2 if the guys can actually bat.
Ryan?
We're sweeping these motherfuckers, chat.
I'm going fucking sweep, too. I'm going sweep. But, I don't think we have any other news.
We have our
I mean,
segment.
the AJ Smith-Shawver off the raft. I mean, we can. Offense. I'm just going offense.
You didn't even do the fucking sound effect, chat. Jesus.
No, that's for the Ben's Pool Noodle Series MVP. That's not for off the
Man.
raft.
All right,
we'll
fair
get
enough.
a sound for it.
Brian Snicker, get the fuck off my raft. Like, I am at this point dissembling the raft to keep you the fuck off of it. That is what I'm doing.
That's fair. Chat, you can just assume that Snit is my permanent off the raft pick, so I'll choose another one.
So it's the new
the
Orlando
left-
Arcia.
For me, it's the left field platoon. Alex Verdugo and Eli White have not been doing it for me. If we want to hear some numbers real quick, Eli White has a 47 WRC plus in the month of May, or had, and Alex Verdugo had a 55 WRC plus in May. They were not lighting up the world whatsoever, you could say. So, left field platoon has been pretty underwhelming.
Nice.
Yep, it's pretty rough in these parts. Oh Lord! All right, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure we don't have to touch on the AJ Smith-Shawver stuff. That's pretty much old news at this point. I think that's it.
I would agree.
I got nothing.
I got nothing.
Jose?
Just one more time for the hell of it. Get Brian Snicker off my team. Thank you.
We'll catch you on the next one.